Okay guys, we are back. Group F, things are going to get messy as we get down with Argentina, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Iran, and Nigeria.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
Where do you want to start?
I'll tell you what, we'll check out Bosnia and Herzegovina. Thoughts? I'm sorry, that was bad.
Don't pay Jack.
No one for Janik.
Right.
God.
Bosnia. Begin.
Interesting.
That's not a comment. You say that for every team.
Intriguing.
You can't just
fascinating.
All right. Can
exciting.
I go? Shut up. Right. Go. They're good. They're really good. Dzeko was amongst the top scorers in the European qualifying. There's a fact for you. Write it down.
Who was in their group?
Why did you do that, knowing I didn't have it ready?
Because I'm just wondering who he scored against. Because Dzeko's like, don't get me wrong, good player, great for Man City. I'm just wondering, like, I don't want to say Bosnia and Herzegovina aren't a team you expect to see qualify, but they're a little bit of an odd one. I don't mean that in like a patronising or demeaning way, but when you tell me, name the European teams who qualify for the World Cup every year, this team does not feature on my list.
Right, well, I'll tell you who they played against. Greece, Slovakia, Lithuania, Latvia, and Liechtenstein.
That is a kind group.
I will say that, do you know what? I'll throw a few of the results out there that Bosnia got. A 4-1, pretty modest. A 5-0, once again, pretty modest. Another 3-0 there. A 4-1, and they might have beaten Liechtenstein 8-1. But let's take nothing away from Edin Dzeko, who was amongst the top scorers in the group stage. And I think you're just trying to rag on them for some reason. And I'm not impressed. He got 10 goals. That's pretty good, right?
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Right.
I mean, you can praise their final third and their scoring record's great in those games. But at the back, they don't look that shabby. Begovic in goal, I mean, he's been a great player in the Premier League. Whatever way you look at it, he's done a great job for Stoke. Now, you look at the rest of their team, they've got some good players. They've got a few players who I must admit I'm not too well versed with, but there are players in there who I go, they can perform, and I don't know, they could be an interesting one. I mean, they've not got the kindest of groups. I guess they have. Iran could have been a lot nastier. Nigeria are a good team, and probably it'll be them and Bosnia really fighting it out for that second place slot behind Argentina. But I don't know, they're a team of unknown quantities.
I think they've got a strong midfield. The problem, right, okay, this is the situation we've got, Jack, and I'm going to be honest with the viewers. Their names are really difficult to say. They
all have these weird squiggly lines above their names when we were looking through it before.
So the guy that plays for Hoffenheim, I know is pretty good. But I don't know how to say his name. Salahovic? Yeah?
Let me load it up.
Salahovic, he's good. I know he's good. Ibisevic plays for Stuttgart. He's pretty good as well. Like, I know, they're difficult to say. They're difficult pronunciations. But what we're saying is, Bosnia are pretty good. Pajak plays for Roma. We know about him. We know about Dzeko. Lulic, who plays for Lazio. We know about him. I fancy him to get out of the group. I will do predictions later, but I think they're actually quite a capable team.
Well, you've ruined the predictions now.
I haven't ruined it because
Argentina and Bosnia.
Well, I didn't say Argentina. Let's hold your horses right there, Jackie boy.
Sorry, mate.
Steady on.
I forgot about Iran being in this group. So.
Yeah, well, let's talk about Iran, shall we? I've got loads of information on them.
Have you actually?
Well, my note on Iran, I've just looked, was Iran are Messi and Dzeko's cannon fodder.
So that the Liechtenstein of the World Cup is what you're saying now?
Yes, I don't really... Okay, I'm going to live with you. One of their players plays for Charlton Athletic. Another one is... Djaga plays for Iran.
Why are you not saying the guy who plays for Charlton's name? Reza...
Yeah, go on.
Guhuchanajad.
That was quite good, actually.
Thanks, man. I worked on that one for like 2 minutes in my head.
Djaga is the only one I recognise. And they do have the most capped outfield player. Do they not?
I thought there was one with slightly more. Endo, who plays for Japan. Shout out to Japan. The second highest, Javad Nekonam plays for, I think it's Al Kuwait in... Is it in Kuwait? I assume it's in Kuwait. Al Kuwait in Kuwait, the club. But he plays for them, and he's got 139 caps, which is incredible, really. He's 33. It could be an interesting one, Iran, simply because...
An interesting one. What turn up?
Why do I always say the word? Well, it is interesting. The World Cup's interesting, or else we wouldn't be doing this. I should make like a little swear jar with the word interesting on.
Yeah.
That should be the new tagline for the fans, the interesting podcast.
I'll be a millionaire.
But no, what was I good? I've lost my train of thought now. Iran, because they play in the middle of a desert, or there or thereabouts, don't mean that in a demeaning way, Iranians watching, but they could be quite well adapted to this weather. I don't think that's going to help them particularly much, but I don't know, that might give them the edge against, say, Bosnia. I mean, you look at the teams in this group, a lot of them are well adapted to playing in the heat.
No. Iran do not have an advantage.
I'm trying to look at the positives for Iran, okay, here.
Conditions.
We've got to, let's say something positive about Iran. I'm thinking that they're acclimatised to the heat. And they've got Carlos Queiroz as manager, so there's that.
What? Yeah, they've got. Yeah, I wonder how he got that job. Money.
Give us your snippet then on Iran.
I think they'll do well to get a goal. Right.
What will you do if they get a goal?
Why are you doing this? Don't do this again.
Will you do it in an Iranian accent, a podcast? People of the first show will get that reference.
If they get a goal?
Yes.
No, because that's not that difficult. Well, it is difficult, but no.
What about if they get a point?
Okay, if they get a point, I'll do it.
Okay.
Nigeria, if you let me down. Nigeria, let's talk about them. Actually, looking at them, they've got quite a good squad. Like, especially midfield and attack, they've got quite a lot of well-known faces. Mikel, Shola Amiobi, Victor Moses, Odunwingie, Emenike. These are all names we've heard of, right?
Thanks, FIFA.
No, we have Joseph Yobo.
No, I do know what you're saying. They have names that you recognise. Let's get it things straight. They're not the Yaya Toures of Africa, are they? In terms of some of these players that come up.
That's fair.
The players like Amiobi, Odunwingie, even Ahmed Musa in Russia has played okay in recent years. Emenike, they're the kind of players who they could do some work, and they might well be treat Iran as cannon fodder for all we know. They might not. Maybe Iran will get that crucial point. They're a team that they could have done well if they got a kind of group. And they've got some okay strikers without really having any superstars. They've got Mikel in the centre, who I think is their kind of talisman of sorts. But the more I look at this team, the more I kind of realise they haven't got that strength. And it's like you said, they're going to be cannon fodder for Dzeko. And things could get messy if Argentina have their way. I've used that pun twice. I've used it twice. I'm sorry, mate.
Oh, dearie me. All right, well...
Shall we gago onto Argentina then?
These are awful. Right,
I'm sorry.
Gago. Shall we gago? Oh, dear. Okay, yeah, sure. Let's gago onto Argentina. Gago, right. Okay, where do you want to start? With their relative... Actually, their defence isn't awful. It's not great, though, is it? Or do you want to go with their ridiculously good attack?
I think the ridiculously good attack is
okay, so Higuain, Lionel Messi, Palacio, Aguero, Lavezzi.
Nice.
Yeah, it's not bad, is it? It's not bad.
It's interesting.
It's interesting. You could say that. We spoke about this pre-recording. They have got a lot to live up to. I think we may have spoken about it during the Brazil Group A. I don't know. Anyway, regardless, Brazil World Cup. If there's one team that are going to want to upset the apple cart, I think that team is going to be Argentina. Because let's face it, Maradona needs something to throw at Pele. He's not had much recently. I think he wants this to be the moment where he can be like, yeah, Pele, take that in your own backyard, Messi and the boys. He will fail to mention that he got sacked from that job. But this could be Messi's crowning glory. He captains the Argentine side this time round. But we touched on it before. Frailties at the back. How are they going to stick up? I think the group, they're going to be fine. I think beyond the group, things may get a little bit messy. Well, you have a gago.
Oh, dear. Well, Zabaleta, a good player. You know, we look at him, you go, he's a solid right back. Then you got Di Michaelis and Campagnaro, who I assume are going to be the two players who start at centre-back, although not 100% sure. Two players maybe with less than to be desired, both old as well, so they might just lack that pace. You know, Di Michaelis, I think he's been known as one of the slowest defenders in the Premier League this year. The amount of footage I've seen of him chasing back, and it could impact them against teams who do play very direct and attacking. I think the key thing for Argentina is really going to be getting a handle on the game and controlling the play.
Yeah, I agree. What do we think about the group then? we all know. But the thing is, we could talk about Argentina for ages. We all know how good they are. Di Maria, another one, Mascherano. Like, we look at the players in that team, we think they could cause any team in the world problems going forward. They may cause a problem for themselves going backwards. What do you reckon? Who's going through with them? I think we both tipped them to go through, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Nigeria, Iran, your favourites, or Bosnia? Who's accompanying them into the second round of the World Cup?
Bosnia.
You've changed your tune.
I was gonna.
You were going to go Nigeria, weren't you? And then you saw their squad and realised JJ Okocha was no longer part of the.
I was pretty disappointed when I realised that, to be honest. My kind of saving hope was, and kind of saving thought was the fact that Joseph Yobo still features.
Yeah, he sure
So
does.
there's that.
Well, he's there. He's on the pitch.
Somewhere.
Whether it features is a fair comparison. I wonder how he'll deal with Aguero or Messi, to be honest. But yeah, I agree with Bosnia. Sorry to just jump on.
Can't believe you're just copying me.
Yeah, sorry, mate. But yeah, I agree. Argentina and Bosnia. Remember, leave your suggestions, your comments, your thoughts in the description of the video, or tweet us at ForTheFans Show. Let us know who you think will be accompanying Argentina. Do you know something about Nigeria that we don't?
Or Iran.
Or Iran, yes. Sorry, I'd hate to rule them out. How appalling of me. What do you reckon? Who's going through in the group stage of Group E? Is this run?
No, you got that wrong. It's F.
Is it F?
You failure.
It's F. Oh, thanks. So, there we have it. Remember, you can follow us on iTunes. You can follow us on Twitter. You can subscribe to the YouTube. We're on all platforms. The description below will have all the details. From me, Ben, and from...
The Iranian Chief Jack.
Iranian Chief.
I don't even know what that means.
You've taken a turn there. Don't say any more. I'll end this. Thank you for listening, and we'll catch you tomorrow for Group... Alphabet's failing me. G, which is Germany, Portugal, Ghana, and United States. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Au revoir.
Why did you... I told we had rules.